So it's lack of proof, back and forth, not ideal. You try to maybe improve this by buying licenses for everyone. That was a noble idea that existed back in the days before the heavy cloud prices and all the admin work. So it's like, I'll just give them a license and they're good. But then people hop in our instance and we start having troubles with who is seeing what. Is this user seeing what they're supposed to see, or they somehow see more than we want them to see? May sound a bit romantic as a title. I'll talk about how we turn internal data into collaborative stories, which is, yeah, sound great, but I'll start with a different kind of story. So imagine that you have, or you are a delivery manager that works with an outside vendor on a project. So you have everything in your Confluence, everything is in your Jira, you have the statement of work written and approved in your systems, everything looks great. But then something changes and you start this process of somehow notifying the vendor, which often is just downloading this page as a PDF, attaching to an email, sending to the vendor. They need to apply some changes. So they come back with a PDF that maybe it's not the same PDF because they updated a previous version of this whole thing. So you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what happens? Someone asks the most expensive question in the world, which is, can we hop on a call to align? Which is great. And then we start talking about something that I will call the collaboration tax, which is what usually happens when you try to move your information outside your instance. So this slide says that internal collaboration is easy. That's definitely not the case. We all know that internal collaboration is not easy. It's just a way to show, maybe say that I mean easy by we have everything locked in our instances. We have our Jira and our Confluence, which is identity first structure. So if you need something, if you need someone, they're there. But when you go outside, things just break. So it's very hard to go outside and to avoid this whole chain. So usually this collaboration tax will look like people sending PDFs in long email threads, people having status meetings. As we said with the example of the wrong PDF being sent back, version confusion. Did you do this? No, I did that. And that's all in Slacks or emails. Then you have the rework. And then you have the audit hunting. And then it's the who approved what. So it's kind of a thing that people usually somehow miss. So it's somehow normal for us to have this, to spend our time in calls, in meetings, writing emails, chasing people. That's perfectly normal, but it's yeah, is it good? What's behind this whole thing? So another classic failure models, as I, for the sake of the presentation, made this is what's the problem? Your email becomes the integration layer between every tool. So you have the perfect tooling and you still use email to collaborate with everyone externally. So it's lack of proof, back and forth, not ideal. You try to maybe improve this by buying licenses for everyone. That was a noble idea that existed back in the days before the heavy cloud prices and all the admin work. So it's like, I'll just give them a license and they're good. But then people hop in our instance and we start having troubles with who is seeing what. Is this user seeing what they're supposed to see, or they somehow see more than we want them to see? So it's no longer a case of just having a user license and everything's fine. what happens next if you give licenses to everyone? It's just these everyone are vendor 1, 2, 3. You stop working with vendor 1, and then your admin spends time removing access, changing things, or vendor 2 have different set of people that are involved in the project. So again, it's a little bit of a bottleneck. And the third thing, which is something that many of my companies did, and me as well, we built a portal around basically everything. It's like submit a ticket for this, submit a ticket for that. And you have a marketing question, submit a ticket. You need toilet paper in the office, submit a ticket, and just everything. But again, that's not your universal collaboration layer, because at some point people need proof, they need connection, they need some, especially if you work on something important with vendors, they really need this real human touch. It's not only tickets flying back and forth. So yeah, skip the slide. So another thing is that we don't have a way to first share live content. So I know that we have the guest access, but again, some troubles with the users may evolve. So again, we have, let's just hop on a go to a line. We don't have a line on the budget that says this line is for hops, for hopping calls that we align. It's always people want the work to be done. And then when you have this struggle of dealing with outside systems, outside vendors, and you have troubles and you spend endless hours finding a way to communicate with them properly, somehow this is missed on the bigger picture. So what we're trying to do is to resolve all of these things. And we want to have responsibilities where they are. We want to have a good approval process. And we had all the troubles in the past. That's why, of course, I'm here not to talk only for troubles, because more or less that's a favorite thing of mine to do. I love talking about problems. And apparently we're in a place where I will eventually market my apps, but it's not because apps are great and yeah, you just go to the marketplace and buy them all, but it's basically the struggle that we share. First, working with outside companies, that's really was a struggle before actually making external share, the app that allow us to share our content with outside vendors, users, friends, everything. I even have the external share with my own instance, and I share some fun stuff with my friends just because it's very easy. I love my Confluence. I love the way my pages look, and I just want people to see them as they are. So that's as I wrote here, that's just the right slice of content that I want to present to the world. And the good part is that the world can answer, and we have a live connection between me and whoever is on the other side. With approval button, contract signatures, that's just addition made to fill the gap with the struggles that I explained to you earlier. So how we tie this whole thing, we have approval path, which brings approvals on the table, and these approvals can travel from internal to external. So we have the outside vendor who can actively participate in the decisions that we make internally. So they can vote, they can approve, they can actually help us create meaning to the whole thing. And then why we created contract signatures, it's again following the same step. We want the signatures where our work lives. We want to avoid this PDFs and people printing PDFs and running to a scanner or scanning with phones and then back and forth and back and forth. So this whole circle is created based on all of the struggles that we talked about and all the struggles that we had in the past as a company. And one important thing that I want to mention here is not only the hidden cost, that is the budget line with collaboration problems. Of course, you have money lost spent on redundancies. Of course, we have some now the biggest problems with the DC to cloud migration, life into worlds. You have the people that don't know where their work lives. You have change of links, move spaces, permissions are all over. So these are all hidden costs, all troubles that you're not sure whether they exist or not, because you're basically stuck in this circle of trying to collaborate inside and outside the company. And the perfect line that I tried to remember, but for the sake of what was it? Foolproofing. That's my last slide, that you really don't save your money by being cheaper or trying to reduce the usage of certain apps or just create more and more processes. You save your money by being less wasteful, which is sitting down and thinking what's wrong with all the processes. So do you see these problems happening often in your company? Do you see people struggling or people disappearing in meetings, trying to search for some solution to their problems, and it's only, I don't know, maybe ordering swag for team, which is the collaboration issue that they're fighting. So yeah, oh, stop sharing. Sorry. I will go back to sharing just to end this amazing talk. So if you need to remember something from this talk, is definitely not go to the marketplace and buy the apps ASAP. Is just first pay attention to how your processes work. If you spot a flaw, then just see what's your best solution. Maybe it's something that you can do with your team. Maybe it's something that you can do with your Atlassian tooling, but sometimes maybe it's something that you can do with third party app. And yeah, that's why we basically built this app based on all the problems that we had in the past. So it's always start with the problem and then search for solution in all the possible places. You never know what's the good fit for you. And if you want to see more about the products and not so much about the problems that we talked about, you can reach out to me. You can do a screenshot and reach out to Lucas, who is the person who will do a great demo for you. I can cover only the problematic part. He'll give you the solution. But yeah, pleasure to be here and close the session.